Onions are a weird shape, so we always want to focus on two big things. One, the top. That's the rat tail, the haircut we should have never had in the 90s. The bottom is the root with the little stringy stuff. So what we want to do first is we want to cut off the rat tail. Now we can use that as our foot and cut straight down through the root. Make sure you've got a good hand on it and do your bridge cut again. Let's peel it up, get all that dry skin off. Now that we have our onions peeled, we can do one of two things. You have the choice to make a very square, pretty consistent cut, or you can work with a little bit more of an easy dice, and that's working with a radial motion. Let's talk about the square cut first. So we're going to take our knife and cut horizontally across, your hand flat on top, not pressing too hard, because when you put too much pressure on it, you're actually making it harder for the knife to go through it. But making sure that we have control of the onion is important. I'll pull it to the back of my cutting board to allow my knuckles to be off the side. That helps with a little bit of the consistent angle. As we're here, we're going to go slicing into it, gently rocking our knife, but making sure we never go through the back. That is what we're holding on to, and that's what keeps our onion very tight and easy for us to slice without it falling apart and frilling out. Once you've done that once, you can come back for a second time and do the same. Again, stopping just before the back. And now we're going to turn our onion and we're going to put our knife straight to the back end of it and go indirect and pull out. By having that root still attached, it keeps it all together for us. So we're going to do that all the way across the top. And now we have all of our vertical cuts. You turn it sideways and you go straight across. That is a relatively consistent diced onion. From there, we can take on our second option. So rather than coming in with our flat cut first, we start on an angle. You create a rainbow cut. This is where you're doing the same thing you did, but rather than going across and going straight down after, we're going to start with a slight angle to our knife. This allows you to have a direct line through all those layers, and you're still just going to the back and pulling. And as you get to the center, notice my knife is now straight up and down. That's going to give us that straight cut. So working from a roughly 45-degree angle up to a 90-degree angle. As we get to the back side, we're going to do the same thing and start arcing back. And if you're uncomfortable with this, this is where we go to a bridge grip. Again, watching where the tip of our knife goes into the onion is going to keep us from going through the back. And now we're all still together. This is where we turn it again and go straight down it. And this is also a consistent dice. However, it's a little bit less squared up, which in most settings is okay.